My topic is captive product pricing in detail explained, and let's go to the topic and let's go to the start. Captive product pricing is a tactic used by companies to set the price of a primary product low with the intent of making a profit on a complementary product that a customer must purchase to utilize the primary product. The strategy is used to create a customer lock-in effect, where the customer has no option but to purchase the complementary product from the same company. For example, a razor blade producer may set the price of the razor handle low, knowing that customers will need to buy their specific brand of replacement blades, which is where they actually make a profit. The company locks in customers by ensuring that their proprietary blades are the only ones that fit the handle, therefore making it costly for the customer to switch to a different brand or product. The goal of captive product pricing is to increase revenue by selling additional products or services. The strategy works well for companies that have established a loyal customer base or have a distinctive product that consumers believe has more value than the complementary products. Captive product pricing is the pricing of products that have both a core product and a number of accessory products. It's a pricing strategy that takes advantage of a product that will be used primarily to attract a large volume of customers. Captive product pricing is typically seen more with physical products, like a printer and ink. However, SaaS companies hone in on this strategy by focusing on add-on features. Captive product pricing falls under product line pricing, which involves the separation of goods and services into cost categories in order to create various perceived quality levels in the minds of customers. Product line pricing maximizes profits by positioning new products with the highest number of features, or with the most cutting-edge individual features priced higher, coupled with a less expensive base product. For instance, captive product pricing is a pricing strategy devised to attract a large volume of customers to a one-time purchase of a lower-priced core, or main, product that requires accessory, or captive, products for the main product to function. Consequently, companies might initially lose core product sales. For example, they may eventually enjoy increased revenue and sales through the recurring purchases of more expensive accessory products. Therefore, this pricing strategy is one of 5 product mix pricing strategies. The other 4 include product line pricing, optional product pricing, by-product pricing, and product bundle pricing. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy that involves offering a product or service at a lower price in order to sell a complementary or related product at a higher price. The idea behind this strategy is to capture customers by offering them a low-priced or even free product, which they are more likely to buy. Once the customer is captive to the low-priced product, they are more likely to purchase the related high-priced product. For example, a printer manufacturer might sell printers at a low price or even give them away for free, while charging a higher price for the replacement ink cartridges. Another example could be a video game console that is sold at a low price, while the games themselves are priced higher. Captive product pricing can be an effective strategy for companies to increase revenue and profitability by increasing customer loyalty and repeat purchases. However, it can also be risky if customers feel that they are being taken advantage of or if they find comparable products at lower prices elsewhere. Certainly, if you have a cell phone with a wireless plan, you've experienced the captive product pricing strategy firsthand. For example, the cell phone itself is the core product. Therefore, the phone's wireless plan is the captive product. Similarly, other captive products include phone cases, earbuds, and other products created to increase functionality. Above all, the goal is to encourage the use of the core product. Moreover, organizations feel the need to keep customers engaged with new products. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy that involves selling one core product and multiple accessory products, also known as captive products. The captive products complement the core products, so it becomes a requirement for customers to purchase captive products to continue using the core product or to get more value from it. A common example of a product with captive pricing is the printer, because you purchase ink cartridges to allow the printer to keep functioning. The pricing of both the core and the captive products can vary depending on your specific pricing and income goals. Often, companies set a low price for the core product and rely on consistent income from captive products as the main source of profit. For example, a jewelry company may sell charm bracelets with interchangeable charms. The core product is a basic bracelet that only costs $20, but each charm is $10. As people buy multiple charms to decorate the bracelet and change out their old charms, they spend much more on the captive products than the core product. Captive product pricing is a strategy businesses use to sell a core product and additional accessories. The captive product is the additional accessories, whether it's a physical product that's needed to make the core product function or an add-on. Typically, the core product is purchased by the customer only once, but the accessories are purchased as necessary, sometimes over and over again. Companies typically price core products at a loss and attempt to make up the difference by pricing the captive products and accessories at a higher rate. Added value can come from being the only business that sells the additional required accessory, as you're guaranteed more business from customers who purchase your core product. An example of captive productive pricing is a printer and its required ink. There's really no reason to buy the printer just to buy the printer. The accessory, or the captive product, is the ink required to use the core product and give it meaning. In this example, a consumer buys the printer and immediately buys ink, the accessory, because they know it won't function without it. Captive product pricing can boost sales and increase profit margins. Having accessories required for core product functions is a surefire way to inspire customer loyalty, especially if they feel like the expense is worth it. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy in which a company offers a product or service at a lower price, known as the captive product, with the intention of making up for the reduced profit margin by selling a related product or service at a higher price. The goal of captive product pricing is to encourage customers to purchase both the lower-priced captive product and the higher-priced related product, thereby increasing overall sales and profitability. This strategy is often used by companies that have products or services that are complementary or that have a high degree of customer loyalty. For example, a printer manufacturer may sell its printers at a relatively low price, but charge a premium for replacement ink cartridges. Similarly, a gaming console manufacturer may sell its consoles at a lower price, but charge higher prices for games and accessories. Captive product pricing can be an effective strategy for companies that are looking to increase revenue, but it can also be risky if customers feel they are being taken advantage of or if competitors offer similar products or services at lower prices. It is important for companies to carefully analyze their customer base and market conditions before implementing a captive product pricing strategy. There are a few considerations to keep in mind if you choose to use a captive product pricing strategy. Deciding to use this model should stem from having a natural, complementary product and accessory. You shouldn't opt to do this if the products aren't necessarily related, as this could be seen as a money grab for your customers, not to mention that it's unethical. You should also price your products separately. Many businesses underprice core products and overprice captive products to compensate for a loss. While this should be considered, they should be priced separately based on their worth. Lastly, customers are the key factor in this scenario. You should always price and sell with your customers in mind. Your products should still provide value for your customers, but your products shouldn't be outrageously priced either. As mentioned, you don't want to be flagged for unethical practices. Captive product pricing is a marketing and profit incremental strategy. In this pricing strategy, you sell a core product at a low price, and the essential accessories are sold at a high price to support the profit margins. Captive product pricing is a popular pricing strategy. Unlike optimal product pricing where the accessory is an optional purchase, the captive product pricing strategy requires the accessory for the core product to function. Let's go over some examples of products and services that use the captive product pricing model you may have encountered before. Captive product pricing comes under product line pricing. It refers to a strategy that helps attract consumers to the main product set at a low price. Then, you strongly recommend them to buy the accessory that goes with the main product. Without this accessory, the product may not be functional. Hence the customer must buy the full effect, main and captive. A widespread household example of this strategy is the razor and razor blade. Razor, the core product, is sold at a meager price, whereas the blade, and the cream, the captive product, is sold at a higher rate. Other examples include gaming apps that are free to play but come with a wide range of in-app accessories that users can purchase. The game gets the additional accessories for a better gaming experience. Captive products are those accessories that make a product complete. A computer will need a printer, joystick, and console as accessories. So for pricing, it has already lost to competitors that offer competitive pricing. Captive product pricing is a strategy in which a company offers a product at a low price in order to entice customers to buy complementary products or services at a higher price. The initial product, known as the captive or loss leader product, is priced below its normal market value to attract customers who may not have otherwise purchased from the company. Once the customer is attracted to the company, they are more likely to purchase other products or services at a higher price point. For example, a printer manufacturer may sell its printers at a low price, knowing that they will make their profits from selling the ink cartridges at a higher price. Another example is a video game console manufacturer selling their console at a lower price and generating their profits from the sale of video games at a higher price point. Captive pricing can be an effective strategy for companies because it can increase sales of higher margin products or services. However, it requires careful consideration of product pricing and the target market. Additionally, companies must be careful to avoid the perception that they are engaging in predatory pricing, which can be illegal in some jurisdictions. Simply put, captive product pricing helps companies generate more revenue and sales. But sometimes, the companies will have to deal with a few product sales losses. Companies mainly put the enhancing supplementary products at a higher rate for sale. This way, it helps them compensate for the lower prices of the main product. It would be best to balance the prices of both the core and captive products. If the cost of the captive product is too high, the sales for the main product might be significantly affected. Captive pricing is a confusing concept for many, but in practice, it's relatively simple. Captive pricing happens when an accessory product is necessary to purchase in order to use a core product. Classic examples of this include products like razor blades for razors and toner cartridges for printers. This is also called byproduct pricing. It can be challenging to determine pricing models for captive products. With that in mind, we're going to detail captive pricing below, with an eye towards how it also plays a part in SaaS platforms and products. Captive product pricing is the pricing of products that have both a main product and several secondary or accessory products that are needed for the main product to offer full value. In some instances, the core product can be inexpensive or offered at a discount, while accessory products, which are necessary for the core product to provide value, are priced at a premium. This enables selling products that have a wider margin than the core product. We mentioned razors with disposable razor blades as an example of the typical case, but here are two more captive pricing strategy examples. Coffee makers that can be bought for the home inexpensively but require the use of coffee pods that contain the actual coffee that will be prepared. Video game consoles require video games, controllers, and accessories for the player to enjoy the full gaming experience. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy where a company offers a product or service at a lower price to attract customers and then charges a higher price for related or complementary products or services. The goal of captive product pricing is to encourage customers to purchase a company's primary product or service, and then generate additional revenue by selling related or complementary products or services. For example, a printer manufacturer may sell printers at a low cost, knowing that they will make up for the low profit margin by selling replacement ink cartridges at a higher price. Similarly, a video game console company may sell their console at a low price, knowing that they will make up for the low profit margin by selling high-margin games and accessories. Captive product pricing can be an effective strategy for companies, as it allows them to offer an attractive price point for their primary product or service, while still generating additional revenue from related or complementary products. However, companies must be careful not to price their primary product or service too low, as they may end up losing money on those sales if they cannot generate enough revenue from the related or complementary products. When using captive pricing for SaaS products, the core product usually offers enough functionality with a free or basic subscription to demonstrate the platform's value but will require specific upgrades for expanded functionality. One example of this would be tax preparation software platforms that can enable one person to prepare federal taxes for the current year, but require modules for things like custom reports. So what is a captive pricing strategy that makes sense? One way to go about this is to create a core product that demonstrates the basic value of the entire product line and then create additional products that offer heightened value. The core product serves as a great way to build brand loyalty and customer satisfaction, allowing additional products to increase value further. Alternatively, SaaS providers can rely on the creative use of partnerships and third-party integrations to build brand loyalty and help their customers resolve pain points as needed. A SaaS provider must always be sensitive to a typical customer's set of use cases. In this way, captive pricing isn't just a way to increase revenue, but also a way to increase value to the customer. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy where a company sells a core product at a lower price point, while charging a higher price for related products or services that are necessary to use or complement the core product. The related products or services are often referred to as captive because the customer is captured into buying them in order to fully utilize the core product. One common example of captive product pricing is printers and ink cartridges. Printers are often sold at a relatively low price point, but the ink cartridges needed to use the printer are sold at a much higher price. Another example is video game consoles, which are often sold at a lower price point, but the games needed to play on the console are sold at a higher price. Captive product pricing can be an effective strategy for companies because it can help them generate revenue from complementary products or services. It can also help to create customer loyalty, as customers are more likely to continue buying from a company if they have already invested in the core product and the complementary products or services. However, companies need to be careful not to price the complementary products or services too high, as this can lead to customer dissatisfaction and ultimately hurt sales. Captive product pricing? Some industries are known for releasing captive products. Such products have no value, and getting rid of them is expensive, which affects the price of the main product these businesses offer. The producer seeks to find a market for their captive products and is often willing to accept any price, as long as it covers storage and shipping costs. This allows them to lower the price of the main product, making it more competitive. But this is just one of their strategies. For example, you've probably noticed that cosmetics stores sometimes put discounted or low-priced products in one box. It is possible that such products are already running out of shelf life, but it is expensive to get rid of them. When a person has already bought what he needs, he can pay attention to these goods because of their price, and although the buyer does not really need anything else, he can still buy something from this box. Thus, this cheap product can serve as an addition to the main one. Captive product pricing can also be a strategy designed to attract customers to buy a core product at a lower price. In such a case, the main product cannot function without the captive product, and this is the motivation for buying the byproduct. The pricing of byproducts depends on your particular case and your main business strategy. In this article, we will consider several examples. Coffee makers. Coffee makers are a typical example of captive pricing. The coffee maker is the core product. But why would you want one without pods, capsules, or coffee beans? Capsules, pods, coffee beans, etc., are byproducts, without which you are unlikely to need a coffee machine. Razors. Razors with changeable blades are another example of core and captive products. You may buy an initial package with a razor handle and a few razor heads that you can replace. After that, you only purchase razor refills with your preferred number of blades and other add-ons. Because many people use razors as a daily part of their hygiene routine, recurrent purchases of accessory products for the razor handle can quickly add up to be profitable. Video games. Game consoles and games often use a captive pricing strategy. Consoles, for example, aren't cheap themselves, and as a byproduct, players regularly buy games. This can add up to about $50 to $60 per month or even per week. Don't forget about other accessories like controllers, headsets, etc. The gaming industry earns even more on all these auxiliary items than on the sale of the consoles themselves. SaaS software. Companies that sell software also integrate byproducts into their sales. One example is the tiered pricing model. That is, you not only buy the product itself, but you can also pay for a subscription in order to use all the benefits of the main product. The tiered pricing model means subscriptions at different prices, and the more expensive the subscription, the more services you get. Smartphones. Smartphones are an example of captive pricing that many people use in their daily lives. The core product is the most expensive investment. However, byproducts and cell phone services are also fixed costs. In this way, companies receive not only income from the sale of phones, but also a constant income from cellular services for the normal functioning of the phone. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy that involves offering a product at a relatively low price in order to attract customers, while at the same time, charging a premium price for related products that are necessary for the use of the initial product. The initial product, also known as the captive product, is often sold at or below cost, while the related products, also known as complementary products, are sold at a higher price. The idea behind this pricing strategy is to entice customers with a low price for the captive product, and then profit from the sale of the complementary products, which are typically required to make full use of the initial product. For example, a printer manufacturer may sell their printers at a low price, but charge a premium for replacement ink cartridges. The customer is enticed by the low price of the printer, but will need to continually purchase the high-priced ink cartridges in order to continue using the printer. Captive product pricing can be an effective way for businesses to increase their revenue, as it allows them to profit from the sale of related products while still attracting customers with a low-priced initial product. However, it can also be a controversial pricing strategy, as some customers may feel that they are being taken advantage of or locked into a particular brand or a product ecosystem. Captive product pricing strategy. As mentioned above, the pricing strategy depends on what you are selling. You can make the main product expensive and the captive products less expensive. Or you can make the main product inexpensive or even unprofitable, and sell captive goods at a high price, thereby offsetting the loss from the main product. Typically, companies choose the second strategy, because they can initially attract a client with a small price for the main product, but then get profit from byproducts that the client will have to purchase in order to use the main product normally. Captive pricing, like any other strategy, has its advantages and disadvantages. But there will likely be more benefits. Pros. Here are the main advantages if you build a captive pricing competent. Increase in sales. By selling captive products in addition to the main ones, you'll obviously increase your overall sales. Increase in income. This point follows from the previous one. If captive products are not unprofitable, then revenue will increase. Customer loyalty. Selling captive products makes it much easier to keep a customer. Valuable opportunities to cross-sell other products and services within the company. This point depends on the specifics of your brand, but nothing prevents you, for example, from selling the same captive products to different main products. Added value for being the only supplier of captive products. Cons. Customers may experience dissatisfaction due to constant spending on captive products. Cost can damage brand identity and undermine customer loyalty. Companies may also be under increasing pressure to continue creating new ancillary products to support core products. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy where a company offers a product or service at a lower price than its actual value, with the goal of generating revenue from related or complementary products or services. The goal of this pricing strategy is to attract customers with a lower-priced product or service and then encourage them to purchase other, more profitable products or services that are necessary to make use of the initial product. One common example of captive product pricing is razor blades. Razor companies often sell the razors themselves at a relatively low price and then charge a premium for replacement blades. Another example is printers that are sold at a low cost, but the ink cartridges are sold at a much higher price. The key to the success of captive product pricing is that the initial product must be something that customers want or need, and the related or complementary products must be necessary for them to use the initial product. Companies also need to make sure that the price of the initial product is low enough to be attractive to customers, but not so low that it undermines the value of the related or complementary products. Risks of captive product pricing. It's important to remember the risks associated with captive pricing. First of all, you must evaluate how the buyer will react to the prices of byproducts. If they are too expensive or even more expensive than the main product, then the buyer will find these prices unethical and will be dissatisfied, which will damage your brand. Plus, you also need to strike a good balance between the cost of the core product and the accessory product. You can't make it cheaper to buy the core product bundled with the accessory than buying just the accessory alone. Captive pricing is effective when your main product really can't function without side products. Items requiring refills or upgrades are ideal for captive prices. You can also successfully use captive pricing if you have tiered services. Study your market carefully. Look at how other brands with identical services and products provide captive products to their customers, what price they charge, what they sell, whether it is in demand, and so on. It is better to first study your competitors, analyze consumer behavior, and then offer captive products. Create a variety of byproducts. Give customers multiple versions of a captive product so they can customize the main product however they want. In addition, they will be able to purchase several types of byproduct they like at once, which will also bring more profit to the business. Include free byproducts along with the main product. That way, the buyer will be able to appreciate the importance and functionality of the byproducts, and will be more motivated to buy more of them. However, it can also lead to customer dissatisfaction and backlash if the complementary products are perceived to be overpriced or of low quality. Therefore, it is important for companies to balance their pricing strategy and ensure that customers feel they are receiving value for their money. Additionally, companies should also offer a variety of complementary products that are relevant to the main product and enhance the customer experience. This can help increase sales and customer loyalty. Furthermore, companies should utilize customer feedback to continually improve the complementary products and adjust their pricing strategy accordingly. This can help ensure that customers remain satisfied and continue to purchase complementary products, which can ultimately lead to increased revenue and profitability. Overall, a well-executed complementary pricing strategy can be a powerful tool for companies to increase revenue and enhance the customer experience. However, it is crucial for companies to balance pricing and quality, offer a variety of relevant complementary products, and use customer feedback to continually improve the strategy. In addition, companies should also keep an eye on their competitors and adjust their pricing and complementary products accordingly to stand out in the market. By offering unique and high-quality complementary products at a reasonable price point, companies can differentiate themselves and attract more customers. It's also important for companies to communicate the value of their complementary products to customers. This can be done through marketing and advertising efforts, as well as through customer education and training programs. By showing customers how the complementary products can enhance their overall experience and add value to their purchase, companies can increase sales and build stronger customer relationships. In summary, a well-designed complementary pricing strategy can help companies increase revenue and customer loyalty. By balancing pricing and quality, offering relevant complementary products, and continually improving the strategy based on customer feedback, companies can differentiate themselves and stand out in a competitive market. Additionally, effective communication and marketing efforts can help customers understand the value of complementary products and drive sales. Captive product pricing, CPP, is a pricing strategy used for products that have a core component and a number of enhancing accessories, also known as captive products. The captive product pricing strategy is developed in two steps, taking into account both the core product and the captive products, too. On the one hand, the core product considered the essential item is priced more affordably to attract more buyers. On the other hand, the captive products are given higher price rates to make up for the low prices of the main item. Since the core product serves little to no function without these accessories, customers who are initially convinced by the main item's affordable price, find themselves having to purchase more and more expensive captive products to use it. Captive strategy refers to a type of marketing and sales-based approach that persuades or limits the customer, buying a good or product initially, to continue buying prospective products from that one vendor. Though there are lots of different captive strategies designed for customers, but strategies related to captive pricing particularly involve variations in the ultimate cost of product so as to positively influence the prospective buying decisions of the customer. Signify a lock-in contract where a decision initially made compels the buyer to stick to the same seller for prospective sales. For example, a customer buying smartphones at affordable prices has to enter into a contract for a specific time period with the mobile network. Sometimes, captive pricing strategy can also be regulated in an artificial manner. Say, if a buyer makes a specific number of purchases from a specific store or vendor, he or she would receive a free product or sample of a new product. Majority of the captive strategies fall under the loss leader category, where the customer is tempted to make the initial purchase because of very low prices. For instance, razors designed for men's use are not costly initially. So, once you buy a razor, you are required to get the related razor blades from the similar brand until razor gets damaged. The refills for razor blades carry price tags that are sufficient for making prospective profits. Products that follow the captive pricing strategy cost more than the competitors. For instance, a designer couch and the related accessories such as slipcovers that need to be bought from the same company. Time frame. The time frame for captive pricing strategies may vary from the initial product, customer to the company's lifetime, or it can be a combination of all three elements. For instance, a razor will have to be dumped or thrown away once it wears out. At this time, the customer has the option of switching to a different company or brand. Now, if the customer liked that razor and wants to be loyal to the same initial company, he can try using another razor but from the same company. Also, he can educate his children to choose the same brand for shaving purposes, thereby inculcating a sense of product loyalty within them. Geography. Captive pricing strategies also be executed on the basis of a specific location. For instance, let's compare the cost of swimwear sold at a local shop and a beach. Customers won't mind spending higher amounts of money if it saves their time and efforts. Also, they will do so if they are unable to get similar product at a lower price. Captive pricing refers to an approach of forcing customers to be loyal towards a specific brand in at least short run. However, it is important for the seller to know the difference between affordable and extremely pricey captive strategy. If a customer needs to spend a bit more for making effective use of previous purchases, he or she won't mind being loyal to the vendor or sticking to the brand in the long run. However, if a customer is asked to pay twice or thrice the amount of the initial purchase, he or she would most likely switch to some other affordable brand. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy in which a company sells two or more products as a package deal or bundle. The price of the bundle is often lower than the sum of the individual product prices, and the goal is to encourage customers to purchase all the products together instead of just one. The idea behind captive product pricing is to create a captive audience for one product by making it difficult or expensive to purchase that product alone. For example, a printer manufacturer might sell printers at a low cost but charge a higher price for replacement ink cartridges. This forces customers to continue buying ink cartridges from the same manufacturer, creating a captive market for their product. Another example of captive product pricing is offering discounts or incentives to customers who purchase a complete set of products, such as a car manufacturer offering a discount for customers who purchase a car with all the optional features. Captive product pricing can be an effective strategy for companies to increase their revenue and market share. However, it is important to be transparent and fair to customers, and not to use this strategy in a way that is anti-competitive or predatory. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy that is often used by companies to increase their profits. This strategy involves charging higher prices for products that are complementary or necessary for the use of another product. For example, a printer manufacturer may charge a higher price for the ink cartridges that are necessary for the printer to function. This strategy is effective because it allows companies to capture a larger share of their customers' value from their products. By charging a higher price for complementary products, companies are able to recoup some of the costs associated with developing and marketing the primary product. In addition, captive product pricing can also help to create a sense of loyalty among customers, as they may be less likely to switch to a competitor if they have already invested in complementary products. One of the key advantages of captive product pricing is that it can help increase a company's profitability. By charging higher prices for complementary products, companies can generate additional revenue that can be used to invest in research and development, marketing, and other activities necessary for the business's success. This additional revenue can also help to offset the costs associated with producing the primary product, allowing companies to sell it at a lower price and still be profitable. Another advantage of captive product pricing is that it can help create loyalty among customers. When customers invest in complementary products, they are more likely to continue using the primary product, even if it is not the cheapest option on the market. This can help create a loyal customer base that is less likely to switch to a competitor, which is particularly important in industries with intense competition. Overall, captive product pricing is a valuable tool for companies that are looking to increase their profits and create a loyal customer base. By charging higher prices for complementary products, companies can capture a larger share of the value that their customers derive from their products, which can help increase their profitability and support the business's long-term success. Captive product pricing, setting a price for products that must be used along with the main product, such as blade for razor, games for a video game console and printer cartridges. Producers of the main products often price them low and set high markups of the supplies. For example, when Sony first introduced its PS3 video game console, Priced at $499 and $599 for the regular and premium versions, it lost as much $306 per unit sold. Sony hoped to recoup the losses through the sales of more lucrative PS3 games. The core product. The core product is priced more affordably than the captive product. It's the main item that you only buy once. Customers are attracted to the low price offering of a core product, but companies can still make a profit off of the captive product. When pricing the core product, companies need to consider factors like supply and demand and cost to produce. The same goes for the captive product. The captive product's price may even impact sales of the core product. If it's too expensive, then customers may look for alternatives. The captive product. The captive product is meant to enhance the core product. Essentially, without the captive product, the core product serves no value. This is why the captive product is priced more expensive than the core product. People are attracted to the low price of the core, main product, then have to continually buy the more expensive captive product in order to continue gaining value. Make note, captive product pricing must be done carefully because the pricing of a core product could impact the perceived value of the captive product and vice versa. Coffee maker and coffee pods. The first example that has taken over many homes and offices is the single-serve coffee maker with pods to brew. A standard single-serve coffee maker, like a Keurig, is priced at about $90. The coffee maker itself is the core product. For what you're getting, unlimited coffee at home, anytime, that's a good price. And, it's an investment that's surely to last. People will pay for product longevity. What's the use of a Keurig without those beloved coffee pods? Not. The coffee pods are the captive, or accessory products, in this example. A 24-pack of coffee pods cost anywhere from $15 to $25 a box. It doesn't seem expensive, but when you do the math it adds up quickly. Let's say you need 50 pods to get you through the month, also accounting for days you entertain or need extra caffeine. If you pick the cheapest option, $15 a box, and order 2 boxes a month, that's $30. By the end of the year, you've now spent $360 on coffee pods alone. I'd say, even though you spent less than $100 on the core product, Keurig is making out just fine thanks to the captive product. Printer and ink cartridges. Next up, printer and ink. Printers are not overly expensive, but ink notoriously is a little pricey. You can buy an HP printer for less than $100. Not too bad for a hunk of technology. The physical printer, like the Keurig, is the core product. A 4-pack of ink costs more than the printer itself, making it the captive product. But, you can't have a printer without ink. And, printers are a home office essential, so people are pretty much forced into this buying situation. SaaS example. Captive product pricing is not as cut and dry in SaaS as it is for physical products like a printer and ink. The most prominent example I can think of is the freemium model. The lower price offering, the core product, would be a free subscription with the option to add on more features for an additional fee. With this, you need to communicate with users that the true value of the core product is unlocked when add-ons are purchased. Another good example, HubSpot. It began by offering a core product that delivered value, yet most of the functionality was put behind paywalls, encouraging users to upgrade. Having this add-on strategy company to increase its ARPU over time. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy where a company offers a product or service at a lower price, or even for free, in order to capture customers and then makes a profit by selling complementary or related products or services at a higher price. For example, a printer manufacturer might offer its printers at a low cost, or even for free, knowing that the profits will come from selling the replacement ink cartridges, which can be expensive. Another example is a video game console manufacturer selling the consoles at a lower price or even a loss, and then making up for it by charging for online multiplayer access and game purchases. Captive product pricing is often used in industries where customers are price sensitive when it comes to the initial purchase but are less sensitive when it comes to complementary or related products or services. It is also commonly used when a company wants to gain market share or create brand loyalty. However, this pricing strategy can also backfire if customers feel that they are being taken advantage of, or if the complementary products or services are not of high enough quality or value to justify the higher price. Therefore, It is important for companies to carefully consider their product offerings and pricing strategies before implementing a captive product pricing strategy. A captive product pricing strategy is something that depends on your product, so if you don't have a natural, complementary product, you may be out of luck. Some SaaS businesses may not have tried out the freemium model yet, explaining why you haven't seen more of this in software. SaaS businesses would need to secure the value provided in their add-ons before taking a captive product pricing strategy to market. By taking on the freemium form, they'll give their software for free, then add limits or restrict functionality to promote customers and convert. Like any pricing strategy, development takes time and resources. Then, sending it to market requires a certain level of risk younger SaaS companies may not be ready to take. Here at ProfitWell, we support the freemium model. By offering a freemium model, you are in some respects following a captive product pricing strategy. The best way to take advantage of this strategy is by having add-on features. We also wholeheartedly believe in a value-based pricing strategy, which is pricing your product or service based on how much target consumers think it's worth. You can read more about value-based pricing here. If you're a subscription business with tangible products, you can certainly find a way to incorporate captive product pricing through one of your core and accessory products, if applicable. Depending on your business and product offerings, captive product pricing may be good for you. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy where a company offers a product or service at a lower price, or even for free, in order to capture customers and then makes a profit by selling complementary or related products or services at a higher price. For example, a printer manufacturer might offer its printers at a low cost, or even for free, knowing that the profits will come from selling the replacement ink cartridges, which can be expensive. Another example is a video game console manufacturer selling the consoles at a lower price or even a loss, and then making up for it by charging for online multiplayer access and game purchases. Captive product pricing is often used in industries where customers are price sensitive when it comes to the initial purchase but are less sensitive when it comes to complementary or related products or services. It is also commonly used when a company wants to gain market share or create brand loyalty. However, this pricing strategy can also backfire if customers feel that they are being taken advantage of, or if the complementary products or services are not of high enough quality or value to justify the higher price. Therefore, it is important for companies to carefully consider their product offerings and pricing strategies before implementing a captive product pricing strategy. Overall, a complementary pricing strategy can be a powerful tool for companies to leverage in order to increase revenue, build strong customer relationships, and differentiate themselves in a crowded market. By focusing on quality, relevance, and effective communication, companies can create a pricing strategy that not only drives sales, but also generates loyal, satisfied customers who are more likely to return in the future. As the market continues to evolve, it's important for companies to remain flexible and adaptable, continually refining their complementary pricing strategy to ensure that it aligns with customer needs and expectations. With a well-designed complementary pricing strategy in place, companies can set themselves up for success both now and in the future. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy where a company offers a product or service at a low price to attract customers and then profits by selling additional products or services that are necessary for the use or enjoyment of the original product. The additional products or services are known as captive because customers must purchase them from the same company in order to fully utilize or benefit from the original product. For example, a printer manufacturer might sell a printer at a low price and make most of its profit by selling replacement ink cartridges that are necessary for the printer to function. Another example is a video game console that is sold at a low price, but the company profits by selling games and accessories that are only compatible with that console. The goal of captive product pricing is to attract customers with a low-priced product and then maximize profit by selling additional products or services that are necessary for the use or enjoyment of the original product. This strategy can be effective in industries where the cost of acquiring a new customer is high and where there is a high demand for the additional products or services. However, it is important to strike a balance between pricing the initial product too low and pricing the additional products or services too high, as customers may feel that they are being taken advantage of captive pricing. Captive product pricing is a pricing strategy in which a company sets a low price for a product that is complementary to a core product, with the intention of driving sales of the core product. The complementary product, or captive product, is typically sold at a lower margin or even at a loss, while the core product is priced at a higher margin to make up for the loss or lower margin on the complementary product. For example, a printer manufacturer may sell printers at a low price, with the intention of making up for the lower margins on the printers by selling ink cartridges at a much higher price. The printer is the captive product, while the ink cartridges are the core product. The company is betting that once a customer buys the printer at a low price, they will be more likely to continue buying ink cartridges from the same brand, even if they are more expensive than those offered by competitors. Captive product pricing is often used by companies that sell products with high switching costs, meaning that it is difficult or costly for customers to switch to a competing product. By offering a low price on the complementary product, the company can increase the customer's switching cost and make it less attractive to switch to a competitor's product. Overall, captive product pricing can be an effective strategy for companies to increase sales of their core products and establish customer loyalty. However, it requires careful consideration of pricing, margins, and customer behavior to ensure that the strategy is profitable in the long term. Additionally, a complementary pricing strategy can also help companies to promote their products or services to a wider customer base by offering additional incentives or value-added services. This approach allows companies to bundle products or services together and offer them at a discounted price, making them more appealing to customers and encouraging them to make additional purchases. Moreover, by offering complementary products or services, companies can also increase customer satisfaction and loyalty. For example, if a customer purchases a product and receives excellent customer service, they are more likely to return to that company in the future. By providing value-added services and support, companies can build strong relationships with their customers and establish a loyal customer base. However, it is important for companies to be careful when implementing a complementary pricing strategy. They should ensure that the added value or discounts provided are not cutting into their profit margins, and that their pricing strategy remains sustainable over the long term. Additionally, companies must also be transparent in their communications with customers, clearly explaining the benefits and costs of their pricing strategy to avoid any confusion or frustration. In conclusion, a complementary pricing strategy can be a powerful tool for companies to attract and retain customers, increase revenue, and differentiate themselves from competitors. By focusing on quality, relevance, and effective communication, companies can develop a pricing strategy that drives sales while also building strong customer relationships. However, it is important to carefully consider the costs, benefits, and sustainability of a complementary pricing strategy to ensure. Thank you for watching the video and subscribe the channel.